What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's all tea, all shade, Real Housewives of Orange County season 15, episode 1 review. This is my first time ever reviewing the Real Housewives of Orange County. I've decided that moving forward, I'm just going to do reviews on all of the Housewives franchises. I already had it in my mind that I was going to do reviews on Salt Lake City, which will be premiering next month because it looks so freaking good. But moving forward, I'm just going to start doing reviews on all of the franchises, not just the African American ones. Let me know how you all feel about that down below in the comment section. Also, Spill the Tea will be coming back this week, and I will be doing weekly behind the scenes tea videos as well. So look out for new episodes of Spill the Tea and behind the scenes tea videos this week and moving forward. Okay, you guys, so let's get into tonight's review. So on tonight's episode, Shannon is at home cooking what looked like some bland chicken with her new man, John. You know, Shannon don't look like she used not a damn bit of garlic powder, onion powder. She don't even look like she used paprika, and paprika don't even taste like nothing. She don't look like she used salt. Shannon don't even look like she used pink Himalayan salt. Shannon just looked like she used a prayer and a dream, child. But her and her new man been together for a little minute, and she seems very, very happy. I actually really like their relationship from what we've seen so far on this episode. It's a far contrast to her prior marriage to that one man that cheated on her. You know, their relationship was so sterile and just so and rigid and just unhappy. Like you could feel the unhappiness through the damn TV. So I just love Shannon's daughters. Her daughters are so beautiful, especially them damn twins. They are just so gorgeous, and I love their names. So we found out that, you know, she has 3 children that we already know, and then her new guy John has 3 children as well. They're older than her kids though. He has 2 daughters that are one is 25, and I guess the other one might be almost closer to 30, and then he has a son. But their families have really meshed well together. It seems to me like they already are a family. Like everything is light and airy, everybody gets along, and it was just filled with laughter. And I really liked seeing that for Shannon, because for any of you who have been watching OC, you know that, like I said, her previous marriage was the pits, and she was always crying and just unhappy, and it was just the worst. So she's at a place though where she's so happy that she's just wondering when the other shoe is going to fall off the other foot, because things are just so good. And I can understand where she's coming from with that, especially being a woman of a certain age and going through a lot with a person in the past and not being treated well. You just always feel like, well, when this nigga gonna show his true colors? You know, it's just too good to be true. But I always tell people just to live in the moment and accept it and just keep on flourishing. If things do go bad, oh well, that's a part of life, but just enjoy the moment. I'm just really happy to see Shannon in a good place. So Kelly Dodd, problematic ass, is engaged to some Fox News reporter named Rick. You know, I don't see it for this old Caucasian ass relationship. Like, Kelly is already problematic as fuck. She just got criticized like 2 weeks ago at her bachelorette party for having a drunk Wives Matter hat on. She said other problematic things in the past. I used to like Kelly, but she just does too much. I don't like that bitch no more. And then her being even associated with somebody that worked for Fox News says a lot about that bitch. You can tell that bitch is a Republican child and she voted for Trump. I don't like that bitch, and I don't like her nigga. So all I can focus on, however, about her new man, Rick, is his nose. That nigga nose look like Gonzo. Like, that schnoz. Wow, that was a big nose on that white man. So her daughter Jolie is growing up. She's 13 now and cussing in front of her mama. But what do you expect with a mama like Kelly? Kelly don't give no fuck, so I wouldn't be surprised that her daughter don't give none neither. Now, she tried to reprimand the girl, tell her not to cuss in front of her, but I'm like, bitch, look at the representation that you put out. So why would she follow anything that you say? The little girl is growing up to be somewhat pretty. You know, I was kind of worried about little mama. You know, she kind of had a struggle face. Kelly just had to tell us, however, that Rick is so good in the bed and just going on and on and on about how good this man dick is. I'm like, Kelly, you act like you ain't never had good dick before. Like, okay, bitch, we get it. God damn it, Kelly. Shit. So I was like, shit, that nigga probably eating you out with his nose. You wouldn't know the difference with that old slick ass, wet ass, big ass nose of his. He probably all up in it with that nose. So Shannon goes to see Gina. Gina has been going through it over the last 2 years. There has been a weight gain there. I like her first season, Gina, body wise, but things happen. I can't talk. I'm a big bitch. So Gina, is going through a divorce. She's moved into a new home. It's quite small. I don't know if the mortgages and rents is real high in OC, but it's quite small. I would think now with her being on her third season, she got a coin. Like she's making at least. Hell, if Leah from New York is making 10,000 per episode on her second season, then I know Gina got to be making at least 30. Goddamn, like, why is your house so small? But I ain't gonna be counting that woman money. She trying, but she's dating a man named Travis who has 3 children of his own, and she got 3 kids. And even though it's her house, her name is on the deed, on the mortgage, his kids have a room in her house. Now, I think by the time they was filming this, maybe her and that man had been together probably a year at that point. That's a problem for me. Like, why does this man kids have a room in your house, ma'am? And it's your home. Like, I can see if y'all got the house together, but that's your house, and you already moved his kids in. And what we find out later in the episode is that nigga lived there too. So I'm like, what in the fuck is you doing, Gina? Gina just seemed like she all over the place. Bitch, you ain't even good and divorced yet. Like, handle that scandal before you come jumping into another relationship, moving a nigga in and his kids. I understand your kids and his kids get along, but that's just doing team too much. White people just move really, really fast in relationships. They do shit that black people just don't do. I can't get down with that. It just don't. Nope. No, they don't sit well in my spirit. You can't be trusting everybody around your fucking children just because he treats you nice and he's funny and the sex is good and he cute. Don't mean that nigga won't be the same motherfucker that creep in your baby's room at night and get the feeling on. Bitch, you can't trust niggas like that. Like, no. So she had Shannon over, like I said, to see her house, and Shannon was trying so hard to be nice about it, but Shannon was like, okay, yeah, cute, a little dusty, but okay, I'm feeling claustrophobic. Jesus, open the door, open the window. That shit was so funny to me because she was looking like this piece of shit. I was like, Shannon, get that bitch alone. She need the money. So Braunwyn, we find out, has moved into Shannon's neighborhood, and that Kelly is also moving into the neighborhood. And Shannon ain't too happy about the fact that Kelly is moving into her neighborhood because, her and Kelly ain't getting along right now because of last season. They got into it, and Kelly decided to insinuate herself into a lawsuit that Shannon was having with the former Real Housewives of OC cast member's husband. So, Gina also says that Braunwyn gets on her damn nerves. I was like, well, all right, Gina, put your feelings out on the table. And we see this season that there's going to be a lot of back and forth between Braunwyn and Gina, and I'm here for it. So Braunwyn and Kelly go to the new cast member, Elizabeth's house. And as soon as I saw Elizabeth, she gave me suburban St. Louis Cardinals fan, regular, bland ass, basic ass white girl. That's exactly what she gave me when I saw her. Her and Emily have the same kind of like stocky build. They're very meaty. What am I doing? I almost like this. They're very meaty, buff ass women. And when I found out that her buff ass was over here married to a whole billionaire, I was like, shit, if Elizabeth manly shaped ass can scoop up a billionaire, shit, I know the fuck I can, even with my Cisco hair, bitch. So I was just like, okay. I wasn't really impressed by her, but she seems like she has a fun personality for the most part. Where was I at? I lost my way. Okay, so We also find out that homegirl got several mansions, and that the one that she has in OC on the beach, baby, has to be about 6-7 million. I was like, well, shit, I'll fuck your big butch ass too if you got coins like that, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth has a boyfriend that we gonna call Gay Jimmy. As soon as they put Gay Jimmy's picture up on the screen, I looked at that nigga face and said, "Oh, he gay." Like, it wasn't no doubt about it in my brain. I didn't have to know shit else about this nigga. That this nigga had a gay face. You can tell. You couldn't tell me that this man don't like to suck dick and suck on pickles. So we find out. Oh no, I'm sorry. So Elizabeth and Braunwyn are outside talking, and Elizabeth has a champagne bottle in her hand, and the cork we see it slowly popping out of the bottle, and that motherfucker pops out the bottle and smack Braunwyn in her fucking face. That shit was funny as hell. You couldn't have asked for some more funnier shit. Like, that shit was funny as fuck. She felt so bad about it though. So Gay Jimmy, we find out, made lunch for everybody. And I mean, it was beautifully displayed. Like, he had everything, like, just beautiful. The aesthetic was everything. So that was clue number 2. That Jimmy was gay. He gave me gay face, and then that lunch spread that he put together, I was like, oh baby, he got a membership to Martha Stewart Living, bitch. You can't tell me no different. Then we find out clue number 3 that Jimmy is gay, bitch, and he's just using you for your moolah and your prestige and your what's the word I'm looking for? Your stature in the community. She tells Braunwyn and Kelly that she is horny as I don't know what, and always wants to have sex, but he refuses to have sex with her until she gets a divorce. And her dumb ass sitting up here talking something, but you know, it's okay because he just really cares for me. He just really wants to do everything right. Bitch, you are separated and going through a divorce, child. Like, bitch, Gay Jimmy likes dick. Gay Jimmy wants your ex-billionaire husband. He don't want you, bitch. You are his beard, ma'am. Gay Jimmy does not see it for you. And the fact that you sit up here and believe that this man does not want to have sex with you because you're technically married, you's a goddamn fool. That nigga is using your ass. Jimmy is gay. Jimmy likes dick. Jimmy like what me and you like. Jimmy likes it up his ass. Like, I don't know what you're thinking, that this man is fucking straight. Everything about him is screams gay. What straight man laying up with a bitch every day and don't want to fuck her? Get the fuck out of here. You're a fool, Elizabeth, a plumb fool. So we also found out that her ex-husband had a child on her with somebody else's child, knowing that she wanted children herself, but when they were married, he was just complacent with the fact that he didn't want to have children. So I felt bad for her on that one. Like, I wanted kids, you said you did, and then you not only cheat on me, but then you have a baby with another bitch. Oh, bitch, every time I see that nigga, we'll be fighting. Fuck that, I'll put a hit out on that nigga. You got me fucked up. So Emily and her weaselly looking husband, Shane, go to dinner for their 11th anniversary. And I swear, y'all, that dinner was the funniest thing I have seen in a minute on television. When I tell y'all, this one part had me cracking up laughing. Because first of all, I really like Emily. Emily is a very pretty woman to me. She has meat on her bones. She got a booty. She got a shape that a black man would appreciate. Like, she tall, she statuesque, she thickums. She know how to dress good. Her makeup be on point. Like, her little outfit was everything. And then here comes her ugly ass husband looking like Poindexter. His hair balding in the middle. He country as shit. Look like he still wear chinos and Dockers. Like, the fuck? Like, they don't even match aesthetically or physically. Like, he little, she big. It just don't go together. So they sitting down at the table, and he asks how he's been over the last 6 months, because he got his ass ringed out last season for being a dickhead to her. He's so rude to her. He's just a horrible husband. Like, he got little man syndrome, and he takes it out on her, and she's so weak and she allows the shit. So Emily says to him, like, you've been so good the last 6 months, and he was like, good, I'm so happy you said that. And Emily leans in to kiss him, so she like, and he just looked at her like, the fuck is you doing? So she was like, babe, I'm trying to kiss you. So he was like, oh, okay. I swear to God, what I just did is what he did. Rewind that shit and watch it. He looked like he was about to throw up, like he was about to bust out in hives to kiss his own wife. That nigga and Gay Jimmy need to be in a relationship because ain't nothing about Shane like shit about Emily ass. He don't see it for her at all. All that bullshit about him trying to be different is for the cameras because he wants to prove to the world that he's not this horrible person. But you can't even kiss your wife without your face cringing. Like he was literally like, okay, enough. Like it was horrible and cringy to watch. I'm like, Emily, bitch, this nigga ain't changed. You are wasting your good years on this little bitty ass twerp, girl. So Emily ends up bringing up Braunwyn and talking about how Braunwyn drinks a lot, and it's becoming to be a topic of conversation amongst the girls. So Shannon walks over to Braunwyn's new home, which I absolutely love. Her ceilings were immaculate. The place in the backyard for the children, it was just a beautiful home. So Gina and Kelly go working out, and Gina acknowledges her weight gain. She says she done packed on some love weight, but I was like, girl, you packed on them pounds when that nigga was over there fucking you up, your ex-husband. So Kelly, they go to like a yoga class, and Kelly talking about how, this is nothing for her. She can really do a downward dog in the bedroom. And I was like, Kelly, you and your loose puss. Girl, shut up. We get it. You're a sexual being. You a hoe. You like that dick. Okay, bitch, we get it. Girl, everybody in the OC that had that mangled ass pussy. Girl, sit down somewhere. So Bronwyn's name comes up, and Kelly and Gina say that she is out of control with the drinking. And I was like, damn, I remember last season, like she was pretty wild when it came to drinking, but shit, she fit in with Tamara and Vicky ass. So Shannon tells Braunwyn that Gina and Travis have moved in together, and Braunwyn say, that's a bad choice. Isn't she living in a tiny condo? And I was like, you know what, for white shade, that was pretty cute, Braunwyn. So Shannon said, no, she like lives in a townhome, and the boys have bunk beds and the girls have bunk beds. And so Braunwyn says, sounds awful. That's white women shade. She said, sounds awful. Children in the same room with each other? What? So Kelly still doesn't think that she was wrong for involving herself in the lawsuit with Shannon. I was like, bitch, you were 100% wrong. You did team too much. You went too far. Like, it went beyond reality television beef and arguing and shade. Like, how you don't see how you was wrong, bitch, but this bitch don't never see how she wrong. So Braunwyn and Gina want both women, Kelly and Shannon, to make up. Braunwyn asks Shannon, how would I feel? How would you feel if I get you and Kelly together? And Shannon was like, you can ask, but I just don't want to come pull up and it'd be a bunch of bullshit. So we learned that, in fact, Elizabeth is from my home state where I live right now, Missouri, but she lives like close to the Ozarks. So, and I was like, I knew it. She looked like a Missouri bitch. So we find out that she's the CEO of this company named Edge Music Network. Must be very successful because she wants to sell it. She's over it now. She wants to have like this animal rescue center or whatever, but she can't sell it though until her divorce is final, because if she does it while she's going through the divorce, her husband can get half of whatever she profits. And I was like, smart bitch, don't you do it. So she said that when she was married to her billionaire ex-husband, that she just became like this bobblehead of a wife. He controlled everything she wore, how she spoke, how big her boobs was. Like, he didn't want her to be successful or have a mind of her own or a career. And men like that tend to just want a pretty bitch on their arm, a trophy wife. She's not really that cute, but I get the analogy. So Kelly goes over Braunwyn's house for the sit down between her and Shannon, and these hoes dressed alike. They got on the same designer, some leopard print and floral bullshit that look like only bitches in OC wear. So she's shocked, however, that Braunwyn isn't drinking. So Shannon arrives, and it's hella awkward in the beginning because neither one of them really want to say shit to each other. Kelly didn't give her some Uno cards because, she's by herself now. The Trace Amigas have broken up. She's no longer friends with Tamara and Vicky. Shannon tries to tell her why she's hurt, but Kelly won't listen. She keep on talking over her. She says that she was trying to hurt Tamara, and I guess that Shannon was just, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn. Shannon was just collateral damage. I guess that's the word I'm trying to look for. So at some point during the conversation, Kelly just gets up and walks off. So I'm like, is the bitch mad? Like, what the fuck? But we hear her in the bathroom like, ooh, I gotta pee. Like, this bitch is so fucking rude. No way we having a conversation. You're just gonna get your white ass up and go walk the fuck off and go pee in the midst of our conversation without saying, excuse me. Bitch, I would have left because you got me fucked up. So she comes back and they sit down and Shannon apologizes if Kelly thinks she was trying to hurt her character by saying the things that she said about her last season. Anytime somebody says to you, you know what, I'm sorry if you felt that way, or I'm sorry if that made you mad, like, that's not an apology, bitch. So Shannon, I realized Shannon needed allies. That's the only reason why she made up with Kelly, because in her interview that she did on the E News Network, she even said that coming into this season, she wasn't really friends with the other girls. You know, she was very close to Tamara and Vicky, and she needed allies. So she knew that she needed to make up with Kelly. It's better to have her on your side than to have her as an enemy. Kelly apologizes to her as well. We gonna see how long this truce lasts, because Kelly ain't a friend of nobody. So Gina and Travis go to see her lawyer together, and I don't understand why he was really present there. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with him. She just involving this man in too much into her life for me. We found out that her ex-husband Matt is going to represent himself in court. If you don't know, last season her and her ex-husband got into a physical altercation with one another, and so they have a domestic violence case going on. So she says that he's been talking to an anger management person, and it seems to be helping because their communication is a lot better. So Emily visits Braunwyn, and Braunwyn admits that she cut Emily off because she spoke the truth about her last year when it came to her drinking, but she didn't want to hear it. So she like literally cut her off because she didn't want to face herself. So she tells Emily that she's sorry, and she starts to cry. She's like, I'm literally shaking. I can't get this out. And Emily just sitting there like, bitch, spill it, because Family Feud about to come on. So Braunwyn says, you called me out on my drinking and I found reasons to be angry with you. You know, I had a bad couple of months. Miami was bad. And early in the episode, Kelly was telling us how she saw Braunwyn in Miami and how Braunwyn was getting wasted, and like it was a mess. So she says, you know, Miami was bad. I didn't stop drinking for 4 days. She was like, everybody else would stop drinking and I would keep going. It would get to the point where I was drinking every hour, because when I would come down, I would start shaking and stuff. I was like, damn, bitch, you was a real alcoholic, like alcoholic. I was like, I know your liver was screaming, help me, help me. So she said that she started drinking at the age of 14 when she lived with her grandfather, and that it probably stemmed from, you know, abandonment issues with her mother and father not really being there for her. And she says that her husband actually told her that she will go to rehab if she has another drink. And I was like, I don't think that it needs to be a thing of if she has another drink, she needs to go to rehab, period. So we found out that she was refilling bottles and hiding shit from her husband and for her family and shit. Like, homegirl needs help. I don't think that she should just do cold turkey. So she says that, you know, she's afraid to feel like she has never really sat with herself before since she was like 14 years old. So, you know, when you have a sober mind and you're coherent to everything that's going on around you, like, whoa, like she needs therapy, because like a lot of shit is going to really start hitting her, and that will probably make her want to drink because she's not used to dealing with herself, her emotions, her relationships with people. Like, and then this show ain't going to make it no better. I honestly don't feel like she needs to be on the show. So Emily asks her, is your goal to never drink again? And Braunwyn says, you know, I can't drink again. Like, I can't, but it scares her not to be able to drink for the rest of her life. And she says in her confessional, for the first time in my life, I can say I'm Braunwyn and I'm an alcoholic. And that's how the episodes end. Overall, I give the the season premiere of Real Housewives of Orange County, I give it a B-. It gave us just enough to catch us up on what has happened, what's going on right now, the new beefs, squashing old beefs, new storylines for people. So it's starting off pretty decent. I can't wait to see where this season is going to go, how it's going to be different now that Tamara and Vicky are no longer on the show. Will their presence be missed? I can't wait to see. Like, will we just be like, oh, it doesn't even matter that Tamara and Vicky are not here, you know? Because I actually loved Vicky, even though she was problematic. I loved Vicky. I wish she wouldn't have been fired. Who I felt needed to be fired was Tamara ass. But yeah, overall, like I said, I give it a B minus. That shit with Shane and Emily had me dying. I'm about to go back and watch that shit right now because it was funny as hell. Remember, new episodes of Spill the Tea and Behind the Scenes Tea later on this week. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next review. Bye.